look, man, even the brightest light will cast a shadow. Okay. You need both. And darkness is nothing but the absence of light. So you need both in your life. I think it's healthy to have both in your life. You want to experience pain so you can appreciate pleasure. You need both. The key is you need both. So what happens a lot of times is we have our scales tipped way too much in either direction. And that's all it is, man. Nobody has the secret sauce. Nobody has the answer. But yeah, I mean, and I think like, and you know this better than anyone, I am delusional. I believe I could be great at anything I want to be great at. Like if somebody said to me, they had a gun to my head that said, you need to somehow make it into the NBA, I will do it. I will absolutely be able to find a way. And I truly believe I can do it as a 5'5", stocky.
You could do it. You'd be a great game manager. You would carry all the gear around. Guys would love you. Here you go, sir.
I told you, John.
Here's your jock strap.
Do you need your water?
No, that's not what we were talking about. But that's the fun. When we had that conversation, I remember it. So we were talking about, I think like Olympic wrestlers, actually, ironically. And he's like, yeah, man, if I stopped weightlifting and I started training for the Olympics, I could become an Olympic wrestler. And I said to myself, I was like, this dude is actually insane. Like, he does not think the right way. And that's when it hit me. That's why he's so good at what he does, because he doesn't think like everybody else. Could he get there? I'm not going to be able to tell him no, right? But the reason that's why he is where he is today, because he has limitless, I guess, that limitless mindset to just go and do really what you want to do.
Yeah, for better or for worse. And like, look, the reality is, and I think this kind of speaks to a little bit of what you were just talking about. You touched on a really special point about how, maybe your parents or just people in general, if there's an age gap or anything like that, where there's just a lack of understanding, it's nobody else's responsibility to understand you, brother. Like that's what it is. It's nobody else has an obligation to save you. Nobody owes you anything. I think that if like, I'm very blessed, and I feel maybe, you probably feel the same. Yeah. My parents are together and they unconditionally love me and my 3 younger siblings. I'm very blessed to have that. That's not like a requirement. Most people don't even get that. So for me, I'm very grateful for that. It's up to me to save me. And so that's why there is a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure to perform, to excel. But I think also, speaking to what your dad was saying, is you have to learn how to fail fast, fail hard. And the only way you can do that is you throw yourself into the fire. So we all kind of have to like learn these things on our own. It sucks, but like you can't do it until you breach your comfort zone. You have to break out of that. Dude, like I know you said before, Stu United, sometimes it makes you cringe a little bit, but I was inspired by that story more than what you've built with the Johnny Drinks brand, because at whatever age you were going in there pitching to raise money for a business that at the time you guys weren't even monetizing yet.
Yeah, it sucked.
So like, imagine that. This man had so much confidence to go in.
It's funny because I didn't. And like, I had to fake it till you make it mindset. And then like you said, like you hit a wall so many times and you have to keep doing it. You're like, I don't even care about hitting this wall anymore because I know I'm going to. So the failure thing, you are, I think everyone is afraid of failure for the first time. And everybody deals with this imposter syndrome. Inevitably, like that's inevitable, and it could last forever, right? Even you and I, you probably walk into a room sometimes saying like, people are still asking me about how to weightlift or how to eat, and like, yeah, I think I know, but there's probably somebody out there that's better than me. Like, you always are going to deal with that. It's just about now learning, and I think having an understanding and progressing over time is just going to diminish. But yeah, man, I dealt with that, and it was more of like, if I just keep faking it and telling the world that I am this thing, maybe one day I'll become this thing. And yep. I don't know, man. But I take those lessons, and now it's like a lot easier to do what we do. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this clip, be sure to check this one out right here, because it's just as good, or maybe even better. Cheers.